Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about geometric sequences. So we've learned about arithmetic sequences, and that's when we have a common difference, or when we're adding or subtracting. A geometric sequence is going to be when we have something called a common ratio, or when we're multiplying or dividing. So let's take a look right here. It says, write an explicit formula to represent the sequence shown below. And I see that the sequence says 5, 25, 125, and so on and so on and so on. So when I look and I think about the pattern, I notice that it looks like we are multiplying times 5 every time here. So that's what we'll call our common ratio R. R is going to be equal to 5. Similar to the arithmetic explicit formula where we had A1 and then we added D times n minus 1. For a geometric sequence, we're going to take A1 again, but instead of adding, since we're geometric and we're multiplying, we're going to multiply times our common ratio that we're multiplying over and over and over. And we're still multiplying one less time than whatever term we're on. You can see here that when we're on the third, we've multiplied times 5 twice. So I'm going to have n minus 1 again, groups of r being multiplied, which means I'm going to raise r to the power of n minus 1. Because if I do 5 times 5 again, that would be 5 squared. Okay, cool. So if I want to write this for general terms of n, I would say an equals my first term, which here is 5, times my common ratio, which is 5 also to the power of n minus 1. So just be careful here, keep straight. This 5 came from a1, this 5 came from my common ratio. Okay, great. Next up, it says determine the 7th term in this sequence. So anytime I'm given an explicit formula or I make my own, I can easily find any term down the line by plugging in that number to this equation, or by hand I could keep going from the 3rd to the 4th to the 5th to the 6th to the 7th, and that shouldn't take too long. I'm going to go ahead and just use the formula so that I'm as efficient as possible, and that would be 5 times 5 to the 7 minus 1, which would be 6th power. And when I type that into my calculator, I'm going to end up with a large term value there. 78,125 would be the 7th term. So you're going to see that geometric sequences are going to grow really fast or get smaller really fast.